Welcome to the Deep Dive. We aim to get you up to speed on big topics fast. And today, we're looking deep into the past.
Way back, yes. We're talking about Anchiornis huxleyi.
Right, Anchiornis, the name means near bird, which really sets the stage, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. This is a dinosaur from the late Jurassic period, so think around 160 million years ago.
Yeah.
And these amazing fossils come from the Tiaojishan Formation in Liaoning, China. Just incredible preservation there.
And that preservation is key, right? That's our mission today, understanding why Anchiornis is so significant. I mean, it's the first dinosaur where we could figure out almost its entire look.
Pretty much, yes. Its life appearance, down to the colors, which was revolutionary. It gives us this fantastic window into early bird evolution. Not just a straight line, you know.
Not at all linear.
Oh.
Okay, let's unpack it. What did Anchiornis actually look like, size-wise?
Well, it was small, think a crow-sized, roughly. Bipedal, walking on two legs, a paravian dinosaur.
Paravian, okay.
Yeah.
And the famous part, the four wings.
Exactly. That's the standout feature. It had long, veined feathers, like flight feathers, on its arms, its forelimbs, but also, remarkably, on its hind legs and even its feet. Very similar to what we see in Microraptor.
Wow, feathers on the feet. That just sounds awkward. How would it even run or land?
It does seem counterintuitive for running, yeah. And that's part of the puzzle. The body itself was covered in two kinds of downy feathers.
So kind of shaggy.
A bit shaggier than a modern bird, yes. And crucially, those big feathers on the wings and legs, they had symmetrical quills.
Symmetrical. Unlike modern birds, right? Those are asymmetrical for flight.
Precisely. Asymmetrical feathers help generate lift. Anchiornis' symmetrical ones, much less aerodynamic, especially for the adults, which might have been too heavy for powered flight anyway.
So maybe gliding or just parachuting down.
Gliding, possibly parachuting, but probably not flapping flight like a modern bird. It suggests these elaborate feathers, particularly the hind ones, might have evolved for something else first.
Like showing off.
Exactly. Display is a strong possibility.
Okay, before we get to the really vivid part, the color, just a quick mention that this deep dive is brought to you by embersilk.com.
Embersilk.com, your resource for AI education and integration.
Right, so colors. This was a huge deal back in 2010. They figured out the actual colors using fossilized pigment cells, melanosomes.
That's the one, melanosomes, tiny little organelles that hold pigment. And by mapping them, they reconstructed the color pattern.
And it wasn't just brown or gray, was it?
No, not at all. The body was mostly gray and black, yeah. But it had this really striking reddish-brown, sort of rufous crest of feathers on its head.
Mohawk.
Kind of, yeah, and rufous speckles on the face, too. The wings were mainly white, but with these very distinct black tips and black feet.
That level of detail. A reddish crest, speckled face, black-tipped white wings. That sounds like patterns modern birds use, right, for communication.
Absolutely. Complex patterns like that speckles, contrasting wingtips are classic in modern birds for signaling, mating displays, territorial warnings, you name it.
So Anchiornis was likely using color for social reasons way back in the Jurassic, but hang on, wasn't there a later study that sort of complicated this?
Ah, yes. Science being science. Another study looked at a different specimen and, well, they only found the gray-black type melanosomes.
Oh, so the dramatic redhead dinosaur might have been less common, or maybe just young ones look different.
It does raise questions. Could be age variation, could even be potentially different closely related species grouped under Anchiornis, so that initial entire life appearance claim gets a bit fuzzier, doesn't it?
It certainly does. But even if the exact colors varied, the potential for complex patterns was clearly there.
The structures for display were present, yes.
Okay, let's connect appearance to lifestyle. Long legs usually mean running, right?
You'd think so. They were proportionally quite long, suggesting it could move fast on the ground.
But then you have those massive leg feathers. The hind wings. Wouldn't they just get in the way, create drag?
That's the paradox again. Those leg feathers almost certainly would have hampered its top running speed, which reinforces the idea they were probably more about display, maybe some limited aerial gliding rather than efficient running. Strutting, perhaps.
Strutting, I like that. All this ambiguity must make classifying it tricky. Where does it sit on the dinosaur family tree now?
It's been shuffled around a bit, definitely. Initially maybe thought to be closer to true birds, an early aviolon, then maybe a troodontid.
Okay.
But now the consensus generally places it as a basal member of paraves, sort of an early cousin to the group that includes both birds and dromaeosaurs like Velociraptor, in its own family. Anchiornithity.
So close to birds, but on its own little branch. And we even know what it ate. I read something about pellets.
Yes. Gastropellets, basically indigestible bits like bones and scales coughed up, just like owls do today.
Yeah.
And these are the earliest known examples from any theropod dinosaur.
Incredible. What was in them?
Lizard bones, definitely.
Yeah.
But also, surprisingly, scales from tycholepid fish.
Fish. So it wasn't just running around in forests. It was near water, too.
Seems like it. Finding fish scales suggests it was interacting with aquatic environments, which broadens our picture of where these small feathered dinosaurs lived and hunted.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, Anchiornis is just this amazing, slightly confusing, incredibly detailed snapshot.
It really is. It forces us to ditch that simple ladder-like idea of flight evolution.
Right. Feathers clearly did a lot of other things to display, maybe insulation long before they were perfected for flapping flight. It's a much messier, more interesting story.
A perfect example of evolutionary experimentation. And a reminder, this deep dive was sponsored by embersilk.com.
Check them out at embersilk.com for AI education needs. And if you enjoy learning things quickly and getting the whole picture, please subscribe to the deep dive.
And maybe leave us a 5-star review.
Yes, please. It genuinely helps other curious minds find the show. Thanks for joining us.